Hey guys, what's up? It's Hope, and today is Monday, July 24th, 2017, and I'm here to bring y'all a final update on our embryos. I posted a video yesterday giving y'all the 5-day update of how our embryos did over the weekend. If you haven't been following our journey, we've been trying to conceive for almost 5 years now, and we recently went through the IVF egg retrieval in order to prepare for a frozen embryo transfer within the next few months. And so we got all of our eggs and all of our embryos, and we were just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen after day 5. When the embryologist called on day 5, they said we had 2 for sure to freeze, which we were just thanking the Lord for. And then we also had 2 that were on the verge of where they wanted them to be to freeze, but they just weren't there yet. And so we were waiting to get a call today to see how those last 2 did. And I got the call this morning, and out of those 2, 1 made it. And so that means we have 3 embryos to freeze, and I could not be more excited with that number. All along, I've just been praying for the right number. And those of you who've been through IVF before or understand kind of the process, if you have too many embryos, which is a great thing, that's so many chances to be able to conceive. But if you have too many embryos, then you have to decide what you're gonna have to do with them after you're done having children, and that's always such a really difficult decision to make. And so I've just been praying and asking God just to give us the perfect number. And for some reason, I kid you not, over the last week, the number 3 has kept popping into my head. And it's been like, when people have asked me, they would say, well, how many do you hope make it? And I would say, well, I hope they all make it, but I think 3 is a great number. I've always wanted a big family, and with the boys, Andy has 2 boys from his first marriage. That would give us 2. And then if we decided to implant all 3, of course, one at a time, then that would still give us 5, which is just, I would be so excited with that. So to have 3 would just be icing on the cake, and that's exactly what happened. And we could not be more grateful and more excited for the opportunity to have 3 chances at bringing our miracle baby home. Having 3 chances is a lot more than what we had a month ago or a year ago. And so we could not be more grateful. And Andy and I were talking yesterday, and it's kind of like through the process of all the different stages that we've gone through, it's like we've been so cautiously optimistic and just so nervous about each process. So, doing the ultrasounds before, and that they found a cyst and I had to have surgery. So that's kind of made us nervous throughout this entire process. And so after surgery, it was, is the medicine going to work? Is my body going to react like it needs to? And it did. So thank God that worked. And then it was, how many eggs are we going to get? Are we going to get enough eggs? And thankfully we did. And then we worried about his sperm count. Is it going to be high enough, or are they going to be strong enough to be able to fertilize the eggs? And then we got through that hurdle. And now we're to the point where it's implantation. The fear and worry of the embryo not implanting is here. So I feel like the whole process is definitely overwhelming and stressful, and like I said yesterday, just emotionally draining. But I'm so grateful to have gotten through each individual process or worry or fear to get to, now we're to the final stage of implantation. And of course there's going to be nervousness surrounding that, because that is the final stage of all of this, and transferring the embryo and praying and hoping that it implants. And so where do we go from here? What are our next steps? And so on August 8th, we have an appointment with our specialist to go over our embryos. I will say, as far as grading goes, they do grade the embryos, but it's really more, it's not about viability. It's really about, I saw people kind of refer to it as a beauty contest. And so, a 5AA might be just so incredibly beautiful, and, a 4cc might be pretty, but not as beautiful as the 5AA. So I was worried, because when I asked them what our grades were for the embryos, and we have 1 5AA, 1 4cc, and 1 6cc. And so I was kind of nervous about that when they first told me. And then thankfully, I'm a part of an online IVF support forum on Facebook that's a private group. And I asked them, tell me about your grading, or were you able to transfer an implant to a 5cc or a 4cc embryo, and so or a 6cc and a 4cc, and just to ask people what their experiences were, and every one of them said, do not worry about it. So that made me feel a lot better. And when we went to our IVF seminar, the embryologist had also said the grading does not determine if it's going to be a successful implantation or not. It's just a grading. It's how they rate how they look. And so that's one of those things where I was super worried about it, and then it ended up working out just fine. I think we have 3 embryos. That's what we need to be excited about, and so that's what we're excited about, and that's what we have. And so I'm super, super, super grateful for that. So we're going to meet with our specialist on August 8th. She'll go over all of our embryos and then when she thinks the best time to transfer is. Now, at the end of the day, we'll get to choose when that time comes. And so we know for sure we're going to take the month of August off. I just feel like it's a really crazy time for me at work. I've been through a lot over the summer with the surgery in April and then all the medicines, and just I feel like I need a month or two to kind of get back to myself. I'm going to really work on healthy eating and fitness. I would like to lose a little bit of the regain before we do implantation. And so I read an article the other day that kind of spooked me a little bit when it talked about BMI, and I don't know, sometimes those articles are not really very helpful or uplifting. And so I don't even know why I read the dang thing. But anyway, I want to be and feel the best I can when we go into the transfer and hopefully implantation. And so I'm going to work over the next few months. Our goal is to hopefully be pregnant by Christmas. And so I feel like that would be an incredible Christmas present after everything that we've been through. To be pregnant by Christmas would be an absolute dream come true. And so that's kind of the time frame. We're in no rush to transfer. We have our 3 beautiful little embryos that are there, and they're safe, and they're viable, and they are there. And so whenever we decide to implant is when we will implant, or transfer, I mean. And so obviously I will take you on that journey, but as for now, we are kind of done with this specific part of the process. I'll make sure and update y'all on August 8th and let y'all know how that appointment goes. As far as coming off of all the medicine and recovering from egg retrieval, for me, the recovering from egg retrieval was an absolute breeze. I did not experience any pain, any discomfort, there was a small bit of cramping on the day of, but it wasn't even as bad as period cramps. Like, it literally was just like, oh, that's kind of tender. And it was gone. Like, it wasn't even, I mean, I'm incredibly blessed because I've read stories and heard people talk about how incredibly painful those egg retrievals are. And mine was an experience that did not involve pain whatsoever. And as far as coming off all the medicine, I've definitely felt kind of a lag in my just energy, and I talked a little bit about that. Just the exhaustion is still kind of here. I've woken up a couple days with just really bad headaches that I don't know if it's just the medicine or my body's just trying to get back to normal, and my hormone levels are kind of crazy right now. And so that's really been the only, and I know I was really nervous about taking all those medicines and then stopping and then my body kind of freaking out, but they haven't been, the symptoms are trying to fix haven't been near what I thought they were going to be. So I was really grateful for that. And so I just wanted to make sure and log on real quick and let y'all know how many embryos we got. 3. I'm so excited. And then to kind of let y'all know where we're going from here. And that is to just wait for our appointment on August 8th to determine when she feels like the best time for transfer is going to be. So I just wanted to take the time to thank you all so very much for all of your sweet comments and your prayers and your support over the last few weeks. It has been quite a roller coaster ride for us, and so I'm so grateful to be to the point where we can say we have 3 embryos my DNA and Andy's DNA has made these 3 beautiful little embryos, and I cannot wait to give each one of them the chance at life. That's another thing Andy and I talked about, that 3 was also a number that we felt comfortable transferring all 3. Like, my specialist will only do them 1 at a time, but if we got singleton pregnancies out of all 3, I mean, I would be so excited with that. Now, you never know. You can implant 1 embryo and it can split, but still 3 is an easy number for us to wrap our mind around. It's an easy number for us to see our family being a family of 5. And so we're both just really excited about it. And so I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your prayers and support. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.